question is that somebody asked me yesterday, what happens if today is war is stopped? See, these particular gas fields which they got affected, they took decades to be developed. It will
This
not
is
come up.
not the only infrastructure that was destroyed.
Yeah,
We
there were so
saw
many others also.
we saw the port based facilities of Oman,
Yeah.
the depots. So the storage facilities were destroyed. So these are the facilities. This is part of the whole logistics. So you just cannot replace them overnight.
You cannot replace them overnight. Not only that, these facilities will take at least a couple of years to come up, again come to this current level, and so that we have to live with that, or we have to more. Maybe we are trying also that we are trying to change which I think China has done earlier. They had changed. They have diversified the basket. We have unfortunately couldn't do it.
The whole global engine is running at a much lower pace, right? On top of that, the energy prices have shot up, and which will definitely push other things up, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
And
so
especially as we import a majority, of course, China also imports a lot, so we will have affected, badly
China
affected.
has to sell its products. Where will they sell if the
That
buyer
is another
doesn't have
point.
capacity?
The point is that companies will go slow. They have to reassess the market, reassess the projections, and the equity market. They'll be have to
Yes.
depend on some raising of fund. So
How
what
to raise the
700
funds?
billion is gone. 700 billion is gone. And if you just look at the yesterday's or recent studies, I thought the overall equity market was doing well, but at the dollar term, because the dollar has done worse. So I mean, the rupee has done worse. So basically, a dollar term, the term return is very, very low. So in this situation, now let's see what we can do. One is the energy basket, or on that, there'll be faster push on green hydrogen. That is what I believe. Which was government was trying, $300 billion was to be given on these various green thing, including the green hydrogen. I think that will push because 2030 is the target year which was given, by which they will try to uh, you know take as much as fossil fuel out of our market. So that's one part of it. So there'll be push for that, where even the Gujarat will have a huge market in that part of it. That's one. Second part which I believe that
Many
one
say
more.
that green hydrogen has been a source of geopolitical tension because
Yes,
it will reduce our we are the second largest buyer of
depends.
petroleum.
Yes. In fact, that is one of the Gulf countries. Some of them are very not happy with us because we are going whole hog with the green hydrogen. So that is one area which I believe it will come in a larger way. Looking at
No,
our
fair
growth.
enough. So how do you
So,
look at
so
this
right
300
now, I
billion
think
dollar
what
investment
Reliance
proposal?
has done, according to me, is more than the business is strategic. They have actually taken insurance from US on various things.
Hi, welcome to Podcast with Pratim. I have with me Mr. Subhendu Moitra,
Right.
Director of Course Advisors. Subhendu is an investment banker, and we will discuss a very pressing topic of the day in view of the Iran crisis, whether we are moving towards a global slowdown. Shubhendu, the issue is very simple. Yesterday, Iran fired at the South Pars gas field, right? It's divided between Iran and Qatar. And Qatar, it's a contiguous block. It's same block, same aquifer. And Qatar was enjoying the full benefits while Iran was had to watch. Okay, they were drawing, and the Ras gas facilities. We have a tie up with them, a long term supply contract in uh, India. GAIL has a contract. So point is very simple. The way I'm looking at it, oil is already close to 140. The India basket itself is close to $140 per barrel, 137 I saw. Gas is LNG is available. Canada is minting money. American producers will mint money. And it means that for us in Asia, we are going to be ruined because of the very high delivery cost. So everyone will be affected. So my point is whether we are into the same situation as we were in February, probably February 2011, when the Fukushima disaster took place, and we saw probably 2 to 3 years of very high energy prices, global slowdown, falling trade, etc. Over to you.
Yeah, actually, we're in a pretty bad situation. Let's accept that. First of all, let's go globally. Uh, I think the highest affected are the three countries: India, Japan, and South Korea. See, if we look at me, as you very rightly said, US, their inflation has gone up, but at the same time, they're minting money because of the energy things. Similarly, Europe. Europe is less affected. There may be some increase in inflation by, say, 0.5 bips or like that, but that's okay. I think that they can manage on that. So the but highest affected will be us. Let's accept that. And it's not only affect only the energy price. Look at the other angles also. Energy price is one of them. 90% energy comes from there. Our gas is highly affected, and we are trying to. We have not used the other sources so far. Second point is that our other like for our even our port sector. For example, especially western side, they will be affected. Our 130 billion is our remittance every year, of which about 42% is from Gulf. And our remittance total 130 billion actually helps us in covering our trade gap. So that is another, current, deficit kind of thing. So there we are going to get highly affected. So these are the problems, and I believe energy prices will be up, as of course, as we all were discussing all the time, that there'll be some changes in the use of the sources of energy, like, but everything will be up, even the coal, all other energy. So
And that is
energy,
exactly what happens when
yes,
one in
that'll
the
be up.
value chain gets affected. So
Yes.
both due to sentimental and fundamental reasons, the other things go up. Fundamental because that there is a lot of complementarity between the fuels.
Yes, yes. So
Uh,
basically, as I said, that Asian areas, especially these couple of countries, will be worst affected.
but
Let's
I have a question there. You said that Europe is least affected. Why Europe should be least affected? They will actually be the worst affected. Number one, they were depending on 25% of the gas supply in Europe was from Russia, right? Now they forced it stop. They are
no, but
dependent on the
I know that, but what I'm saying, that what you are saying is right. Their prices will go up. So there is an estimate I was just reading yesterday. So that may increase their inflation by about 0.5%. But at least they don't have this issue of inward remittances. They don't have the issue of, say, 10 billion. About 1 crore people or something more than that, who may come back. I'll tell you, for example, in Kerala itself, in our state of Kerala, 15% of the budget is dependent on the remittances. So they don't have those issues, which we are very specifically affected by that, especially India. So,
let me put it in right perspective. Europe has no growth ambition.
exactly. That's what. So,
So
they will not
so
be worse
so
off.
so
So,
so
they'll not be
so
worse off.
they are better off in the
Yeah.
sense that
Yeah.
their growth expectations, aspirations are not affected.
Not there. Exactly. Exactly.
What we are affected of is not that our economy will go down, but that our growth expectations will go down.
Not only that, we were as we are in a very sweet spot so far, which is, we saw Goldilocks situations. You are
Right.
economic, so you know this better, which says that our inflation was low and our growth was high. This never happens normally this period, and so there was a very huge chance of the capital investment, which we are actually looking into it. In fact,
Right. I mean, just
recently,
just interjecting for the audience, the we saw a boom between 2004 and 2008 or 9.
right,
And if you remember, the inflation was up all through.
right.
So what he is saying is that when your economy is booming, means the demand is consumption is rising. So naturally the prices should go up. But we were in the sweet spot where there was high growth, but prices were
Right.
not going up as high. What you?
Which is not going to happen. I'm good that you explained in a very layman's terms, but I think it's not going to happen. Our prices are going to go up. Let's accept that. So that is the major part. So where in such situation, because last report says about, I was just reading in the report that last quarter about 80 or 90% of our companies, of our industries, have reached 75% or more capitalization. So it was a very,
that's when you go for capacity
that's
addition.
when you add more capacity, which is happening. So unfortunately, this time, because of the global slowdown and our own cost going up, and we become not that cost benefit, or export may come down. Given that, it we have to see how it affects our capital growth, which we are expecting, and our growth may be affected. And our ambition, as you said, we are a very ambitious nation. We are thinking of moving very fast in next couple of years. So that may be affected, which is a very unfortunate part of it, where is absolutely external. We didn't have much to do with this situation which is happening, but we have to maybe live with that. So we have to think of some structural modifications to get at least better off than what we are. So already our rupee is 93 to cross 93 today, yesterday actually. So we can see the situation is bad. Our prices are going up. Our inflation will go up. So it will continue like this for some time till it
Right.
settles down. But yes, there may be some after the war is over. Now, question is that somebody asked me yesterday, what happens if today is war is stopped? See, these particular gas fields which they got affected, they took decades to be developed. It will
This
not
is
come up.
not the only infrastructure that was destroyed.
Yeah,
We
there were so
saw
many others
we,
also.
we saw the port based facilities of Oman,
Yeah.
the depots. So the storage facilities were destroyed. So these are the facilities. This is part of the whole logistics. So you just cannot replace them overnight.
You cannot replace them overnight. Not only that, these facilities will take at least couple of years to come up, again come to this current level, and so that we have to live with that, or we have to more. Maybe we are trying also that we are trying to change the, which I think China has done earlier. They had changed. They have diversified the basket. We have no, unfortunately, we couldn't do it. They
No,
have
no, we did it
diversified.
in crude. We did it in crude. We
But
had
I'm seeing in the gas also. Their overall basket they have diversified to
no, no.
part
I
of.
think I think I think the criticism is a little unjust. China has one advantage. It is next to Russia,
Right.
and the Russian gas or the Central Asian gas goes either to Europe, both Europe and China, right? So, you have your next door neighbor is so rich in resources. So you have that advantage. There are pipelines, so they are happy with that. But
some
we don't
some
have
part of
such.
the some part of the they have used, of course, one is not, source is not there as Venezuela for oil, I'm saying. Also partly in Africa, certain countries they have made some tie up earlier, which you have not, because they invested there, so they had a tie up with that. So I agree that part, that maybe we didn't have much of option
And
there,
China
but
was has moved a little above value chain. So what happened was they became a little less conscious about the prices in the past.
yeah.
Okay. If you remember during that boom time before the financial meltdown, so China was going whole hog in acquiring assets at astronomical prices, the oil equity.
Not only that, if you this time, if you see their strategic reserve is about 110 to 140 days, whereas ours, we are talking about 90. We had around 70, 74, but actually it was, our reserve was 30, 35 days when we landed into this trouble. So we maybe have to think, because that needs a lot of capital. So you have to think of
You are
increasing at
blocking
least
your
to 90
money.
days.
You are blocking your money.
Lots of money getting
So
blocked.
someone, you see, everything is possible. Someone said, why don't you put up a storage of gas, build a strategic reserve of gas?
Yeah, yeah, but it's a
It's
blocking of the
right.
money.
It's right, but it has a cost.
Yeah, absolutely. And secondly, right now, if you again ask me, because the prices are high, it's not a very great time to create resources. I mean the reserves, because you don't know what this, how long these
No,
prices will
but
hold.
right now the problem is, Shubhendu, I mean, let's right. The problem here is not merely of prices. If you remember,
Availability. That's what we're
if you
talking about. Availability.
remember during that boom, when US was growing, China was growing, and India was growing. I'm talking about the early 2000s, before the financial meltdown, right? So,
Yeah.
I don't remember Europe. Probably everyone was growing. Now, that period, the crude prices were moving up, right?
Yes. Mm.
But no one really was bothered about this much about it because everything was going good. The problem this time is crude prices are going up when the world was already not in a great shape. Your whole trade architecture is broken. Your global trade was many parts of the country. China, for example, you were saying that China is not affected, but look, China, after 40 or 45 years, they forecasted less than 5% growth, right?
No,
So,
I'm saying yes, that was going on. So that was not affected by the
so it
war to
means
that
that the
extent. I think.
whole global engine is running at a much lower pace, right?
Yeah,
On top of that, the energy prices have shot up, and which will definitely push other things up, right?
yeah, yeah.
So,
And
so
especially as we import a majority, of course, China also imports a lot, so we will have affected, badly
China
affected.
has to sell its products. Where will they sell? If the buyer
That is another
doesn't have
problem.
capacity,
That's another problem for them. That's a major problem. We also have to sell, but they have to sell more. That's it.
we
And
are the
they
world
don't.
factory.
And they are not at all able to sell even in the current situation, earlier situation. So now in a
The
more
trade
difficult situation,
architecture is broken.
yeah. So that
US
that is
is
a
not
major
showing
issue right
any
now.
sign of going back or slowing down. They are into that boom boom mode,
Yes, yes. So you
right?
don't know what more is going to come after, even
They
after
already
this.
announced a list that next we are going to take Cuba.
Next is Cuba. So you don't know what.
And
Anyway,
already they have created trouble over there. In Cuba, there
yeah.
is not no
No,
electricity for
no
4 to 5
energy,
days,
no power, no energy there. So there's a lot
right?
of issues.
So another country is going to go up in smoke.
Yeah, yeah. Of course,
So
that will be less affecting us. But anyway, this Gulf has really been bad for us, story for us.
this
Let's
has
accept.
destroyed us. This has
Absolutely.
destroyed
Bad
us.
story for us. Yes.
So,
Uh,
so let's go back to the India story then, as you rightly pointed out, is that we were at that sweetest spot and we worked for it for last 5 years like hell. We
yeah.
brought the PLI, we went out, shopped for the semiconductors, we did put great amount of labor in bringing the right kind of technologies. We built a complete value chain in the telecom, right? So
Yes.
Tata has emerged as replacing the Taiwanese companies. Tata has emerged as a supplier to Apple, right? And Tata is into semiconductors in different layers. So it was a great job done. We are also building the military hardware and etc. So now point is very simple. After all these efforts, in March, I don't remember the data right now. Sorry for that. But after you said about the capacity addition, 75% threshold reached of utilization. So we saw that you and me have spoken time and again about the low private capital expenditure,
Investment capex. Yeah.
capex. So now, after so many years, I saw in March, the capacity expansion budget, I forget, around $40 billion or so. So it is second after 2011,
Yes.
highest since 2011. So which only means that the upcycle had just begun. Your take. Will this be impacted now?
They'll
Will
be
companies
impacted
go slow?
because of the point is that companies will go slow. They have to reassess the market, reassess the projections, and the equity market. They'll be have to
Yes.
depend on some raising of fund. So
How
about
to raise the
700
funds?
billion is gone. 700 billion is gone. And if you just look at the yesterday's or recent studies, I thought the our overall equity market was doing well, but at the dollar term, because the dollar has done worse. So I mean, the rupee has done worse. So basically, a dollar term, the term return is very, very low. So in this situation, they have to reassess their capacity to raise more fund and go for these projects. So that they'll be affected, no doubt about that. There'll be some effect on that. Only one part, I believe, that once the war settles down, I hope it's done faster. Maybe there may be more requirement in our backyard at the Gulf.
So which
So
are the
there
areas you think that the growth will come?
one is that anything on construction, anything on related to EPC or construction,
Yes,
that is
all
one
this
part.
reconstruction will be there.
Construction, port, and everything. Even a shipping. There'll be some more thing. And in fact, I'll tell you one more thing, which is also, we were always discussing when the, U.S. Problem came with us on the tariff. Our gems and jewelry affected very harshly, very badly. We got affected. and we thought that we were talking that we should diversify our market.
Basket.
They did it. In fact, given the scenario, our actually gems jewelry export went up by 4.5% of late last month. But now again it got affected because the diamond, this thing with the Dubai, that is got affected now. So again
Yes,
we are in
yes.
the
UAE was coming up as a major trade
bad.
partner of India.
So that's one part of it. Then ceramics, as we discussed it, ceramic industry of Morbi, which were actually competing with the European companies.
So
So they had,
do you expect the other energy sources that we had been trying,
yes.
they should get a boost now?
So let us now discuss that what we expect the strategic changes that may give an opportunity to us. So far, wherever this problem, we have faced so many problems this last couple of years, including the US tariff, and we somehow come stronger in the situation. We made some changes, whether it's a GST2, whatever. Now, let's see what we can do. One is the energy basket, or on that, there'll be faster push on green hydrogen. That is what I believe, which was government was trying. $300 billion was to be given on these various green thing, including the green hydrogen. I think that will push because 2030 is the target year which was given, by which they will try to take as much as fossil fuel out of our market. So that's one part of it. So there will be push for that, where even the Gujarat will have a huge market in that part of it. That's one. Second part which I believe that
Many
one
say
more.
that green hydrogen has been a source of geopolitical tension because
Yes,
it will reduce we are the second largest buyer of
depends.
petroleum.
Yes. In fact, that is one of the Gulf countries. Some of them are very not happy with us because we are going whole hog with the green hydrogen. So that is one area which I believe it will come in a larger way. But at the same time, also some other thing which I believe, the GCCs which were going to Gulf because of the whatever peace or whatever. There some GCCs may come back to India. What I think we should do, we should create better ease of doing business for the GCCs to set up our shops in the country, which we have done, but we should try to attract them as far as possible, because the white collar job earlier, the idea of them, most of the white collar job, there are a lot of outsourcing. They're shifting to from US to Dubai in for various reasons.
Difficult,
So
difficult. In India, the understanding of business is so low
yeah, so
that
basically that
some
I think
government
government,
comes in some place saying that, you
right,
have to recruit the locals. You
yeah.
have to do this. Dubai
So
doesn't have. You just go there and do business.
go there and start. It's very easy, ease of doing business. That's what I'm saying. So, but that gives you opportunity. I mean, you can do that. And also one more thing, fertilizer. Government, if I have seen a nano fertilizer, they are pushing for it. They are putting for alternate fertilizer. But of course, people are not accepting it because it's easy to get the.
That is a very difficult area because you can change yourself, but the farmer is so rigid.
But the farmers, if they find that the prices are going up, so and if somebody start using those and they can reduce the prices, better in the market, so they may think of it. I'm saying that these are the pushes which was earlier there, but somehow not happening. It may happen. It will be good for the country in the long term.
So you are
And
expecting push in certain areas, hydrogen of one,
yeah,
and
fertilizer is one.
solar.
Uh,
I am not very convinced that there will
Solar,
be.
actually, we have reached more or less, and now we need batteries.
We have added more than 50% of the
So,
capacities are now
yeah, more
solar.
than 50, but we need batteries, and batteries are not that easy because of, as you
It
said,
is
the
getting stuck at that critical mineral
critical
level.
mineral issues are there. So, of course, that is not something which you can go whole hog. But
It,
I
it,
think
it
green
will it
hydrogen is
will
what.
make you more at ransom to China.
Right, right. So, green hydrogen is more
So
thing which
unless
is.
and until we have critical mineral sources, so unless and until we start harnessing those resources, we cannot do that. Also, battery technology needs to be developed further.
And small those atomic energy, this thing what the government.
That is
So
what we
that
were
is
doing,
we are doing.
but
We're not gone to that extent. We are just doing less like that. Oh, we have to.
yeah, an atomic energy plant takes minimum 5 to 7 years to come up,
Sure.
right?
Yes, that is what I
So
think.
what we suddenly Mr. Trump has
Yeah,
come
yeah.
and bombed. Okay. So
So
and Iran decided that if you want to take us down, we will. I mean, if you
we'll take
want to bomb
everybody
us,
down.
we will take everyone with us.
So I
So they
think
are using it as an opportunity. I mean, they had a long grudge on Qatar. They used
Yeah.
it, this opportunity.
In fact, I understand today they have been allowed to sell oil also. US has said that Iran can sell oil. So I think that will be good for them, at least, because they
Russia is
realize
minting money.
Russia is minting money. Russia is minting money because of the war. I think the biggest, Russia, even Canada and Norway, they are making lots of money because of the war.
Canada is the happiest nation now
Absolutely.
because Trump had pushed them. Their trade was 75% directed to
Right.
US, and
Right.
Trump used it as a leverage. So now they started redistributing their LNG was earlier going to US. They never
Now
thought of
even
selling it to India.
India was now trying to
No, no,
recently
they,
get
they have promised to sell it to
their
India.
promises. Yeah, yeah,
And now the prices are high. They are takers.
yeah.
So this is the best leverage for them. In fact, you must have seen that they are thinking of canceling some of the defense agreements with procurement agreements with US.
Yeah, right. I mean, these are the three countries who are getting highly. I mean, there is good for them actually.
Yeah, because they
Canada,
have
Canada,
loads of
Norway,
natural
and Russia.
resources. Loads.
Canada, Norway, and
But
Russia.
I'm not that convinced that US, yeah, well, the oil producers of US will gain, but the US
Yeah,
consumer will
they
not
will.
gain.
Yeah, consumer they will pay more, so the inflation will go up there.
Already the prices are up by 30% or so.
Only thing because their overall country will not be affected,
Yes,
economy, but then people will be affected.
macroeconomy will be better, but otherwise things will be bad.
Yes, right.
Yeah. So the other issue that we have, we will discuss some other time, but now you can just say one or two lines on it. The $300 billion reminded me. In fact, it didn't elicit much discussion yet in India. Reliance agreed to invest in an oil refinery in the US.
Right.
Now, let me tell you, I'm looking at it from the perspective that when the Trump was asking for investment pledges from countries, and you may remember Saudi Arabia promised to invest some 100 trillion or 10 trillion, I don't remember, in
Everybody
trillions.
was promising. Even Korea said
Yeah,
500. Everyone.
China,
And
Japan also promised a trillion or something like that. So we were low on our promises. Now, how do you read it?
no,
This
we
thing.
were low because as a we are anyway a capital starved nation. Looking at
No,
our
fair
growth.
enough. So how do you
So,
look at
so
this
right
300
now, I
billion
think
dollar
what
investment
Reliance
proposal?
has done, according to me, is more than the business strategic. They have actually taken insurance from US on various things. Look, if you just see, earlier there was chance that there may be some actions against them for
And
various
look,
things.
US is allowing Reliance to buy Russian oil.
Immediately,
The
next
the
day,
whole
next
whole
day,
whole relaxation on sanction is
next
not
day.
on India, it's on Reliance.
So next day, you might have seen the 300 billion and story came together. India can buy 30 days, absolutely same time, because their refinery will be highly, using. They were always using the
And
Russian oil.
and remember that oil will be sold in Europe.
Yes. So basically, Reliance for them it's good. They have done a good business sense as such,
So
and
so it is a
300
leverage
billion
for the country.
leverage for the country, of course. Ultimately, if they get oil, or as a country again, we get effect, we get benefited
No,
out of.
why I'm asking you to explain, because the audience generally have in India that
That why
is
they are
Reliance
giving money to
gaining.
them. Somebody
Reliance
said,
is an Indian company, so Alibaba was a Chinese company. So when Alibaba has a leverage on US, it is China gains, kind of.
not only that, I saw some news item that India, Reliance is India, so it has been funded by the Indian money and Indian bankers. Why they are investing in US? Somebody wrote like that, but that's a very
Well, you have
layman's
to
way of
you
looking.
have to live with fools.
Yeah, right. But I think that's a great move as such, and it has benefited them more than 300 billion in next. It will be benefiting by next couple of years, I'm sure. Much more than that they're going to get out of it.
So that
For
takes you to my point. Actually, we this is an Indian pledge to US, and in return we are buying certain things.
yes, right.
Only it is not done by India government, but by Indian company.
No, because the US they don't look at it the government and private.
No, no, no.
For them it is a country wise.
Their
So
government
Reliance
pavilion
is
is
India.
sponsored by Coca-Cola
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Pepsi.
Yeah, so when they sell the aeroplanes the companies are selling. So, but that is seen as
That's
US
it.
selling to us.
That's
That's like
it. That's how you see. You remember when we placed the 200 plus or Boeing orders for Boeing
yeah,
around 2022 or 23. So Biden was so happy.
yes.
Okay.
No,
And
even
again, when India, France, so we purchased 1200 or
Airbus.
1300 Airbuses, and Airbus came to India and invested in a factory in Gujarat, right? So the companies are vehicles. It is
Right.
India government cannot go and invest.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So they want investment there. They want more manufacturing. Fair enough. So our guys are helping. I'm sure we will get some benefit out of it. We are getting. Nobody does just for free anything. So that's happening.
Thanks,
Thank
Subhendu.
you.
I think we discussed well more than what we thought of.
Yeah, we have not discussed a lot of things. We have not discussed that India, Middle East, and Europe economic corridor. A lot of things which will come. That's another strategic thing.
You
What will
have
happen
you
that we
have
don't
your
know.
plate full of topics for
Yeah, plate full of topic. You can discuss every day for next 1 month. It will not end to end.
right. Only thing is, you and me have to
You don't
find
have
more
time.
time.
Right, right.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Pleasure.
Bye.
Thank you.